Hello everyone, John Marshall, the DrillMaster. Nice requests I have today. So now that I finished cutting the grass and I have Florida weed seeds, Velcro seeds on my sleeve there, let's get to this. All right. So Arizona State champ, awesome. So for those who are not on the West Coast, we have to report in before we take the field, and then we actually have to report in once the routine has started. Nice tempo change there. Not a big opening statement. And so marching at port, why? And you know, I'm going to ask some hard questions. Um, so you reported, got to do this. This is, you know, not part of the overall effect of the routine. It's just a necessary thing that we have to do. So you start out at order, double tap, and then step off. All right. How does this grab your audience's attention? All right. Just think of that. I get it. Arizona State champ. That's congratulations. That is absolutely fantastic. I remember my days of being Arizona State champ. I really appreciate that very, very much. Me and my team. So let's see here. And then it's a basic entrance. So what did this do? Think of your routine in terms of the 7 parts. All right, I've written an article about that, the 7 parts of an exhibition drill routine. And then take each of those parts and as you're designing, concentrate on just that one part, and then once you've completed that, move on to the next and the next and the next. So your opening statement, your march up to the report in, the report in, the march away from the judge, and then just keep going like that. So far you've been methodical, and I don't mean this. It's not a personal thing, but that's it. You've been methodical, and that's all. So of course, excuse me. I have another 3.5 minutes to watch. So, but I just want you to understand. My comments here are okay. You're Arizona State champ, but why are you Arizona State champ? What did you do that was so extraordinary in this routine? Because there's no buildup here yet. It's just been a flat line of, okay, all right, not bad, that works, that's okay. But this is a very typical beginning level performance entrance. So an about face. How does an about face? That was a nice combination there. You've worked on rifle spinning, excuse me, manipulation, and you're doing well. However, you haven't integrated your body and your footwork into into the routine. So I need to go back to there. All right, so you're this is a classic beginning level move, and there's nothing wrong with it. Not at all. It's just that when I see Maple's first place, Arizona State champion, what's going to be outstanding? And here, the point that I'm trying to get to with this about face is that you're pushing the rifle around where you think it needs to go, and you're not letting the rifle take you around your deck here. You have probably a 30 by 30, 20 by 20 maybe deck, and you want to cover it as best as possible. But coverage doesn't just mean about face, march all the way to the back, march a little bit in, march over to the right, march over to the the left corner as you see it. It's not about just coverage. It's about effective coverage, letting the rifle take you. So what I mean by letting the rifle take you. So from here, yeah, all you did was go to port and execute about face at the same time. All right, that's fine. It works. So you didn't do anything with the rifle, any kind of manipulation that gives you the ability to, as I catch the rifle and I bring it up, the barrel is up, the barrel's going in this direction. So the rifle's going to take me off over to this direction, off over to the judge's right. I'm not going to execute an about face. I'm moving over that way because that's the way the rifle is pointing. Or I could do, the opposite. As I bring the rifle up, I then execute another movement that takes the butt of the rifle this way. So now my shoulders are moving around this way instead of forcing your will on the rifle, for lack of a better description. So body work, footwork, integration is definitely what you need to start thinking about to enhance your routine. Movements like that are best for a drill team. Now, movements like that, they're great for a soloist. All of that, best for a drill team, not a soloist. That whole, this sequence coming across here, all of that's for a drill team. The stomp of the every right foot, it doesn't work really for a soloist. It can work for a tandem, but the larger the team, the better. So this here, how does this build, and the mark time and the rotation there, how does this impact the routine in a positive, effective manner? As you design your routine, you really need to think of effectiveness. And this is nice under the leg work. So you have the ability to spin the rifle in the three major areas: over the head, at the torso, below the waist. You've shown that, and that's great. You've also shown that you can do That's awesome. I like that. The salute with the rifle hanging out, that's effective. That is that is something that you created, and it speaks well to your creative mind. The rest of the performance, though, just doesn't fit with it just doesn't fit with this. And again, that's a drill team move. the the upside down rifle there, horizontal at the right. It's a sharp move, and you can do that. It's just that you really should have finished it within a step and then gone back into manipulating the rifle. Marching off with that, it's again not a it's not a it's not a soloist type of move. Sorry for my dogs barking in the background if you can hear them. They're having fun with squirrels and birds out in the backyard. So, at a basic getting into intermediate level, this was a fine routine. It really was. You started getting into a little bit of advanced rifle work, but you barely had any body integration, and your footwork was completely disjointed most of the time. You had some footwork that really worked well with some of the movement that you created, the manipulation of your rifle that you had. But I'd have to see the other soloist performances, and then I could gauge, from my point of view, not rearrange what the judges have done, but from my point of view, I would then see where everybody falls into place. Taking the top 5 or something and seeing where everybody fits. Again, from my point of view, but the routine here just doesn't have these outstanding eye-popping moments that would create effective emotional responses. So, if you're a senior, then that was probably your last time performing, unless you're going to go on to college and then spin as a soloist, or even independently if you want to. But if you have the opportunity to rewrite the routine and perform it later on, say next year, I would suggest sitting down, mapping out. I have routine mapping tools. So download a routine mapping tool for a soloist, and it has it's a whole grid, and you can start off where you want to start, which is what I love about these. You can start anywhere, and that's great. The restriction of starting and ending in a certain place is just kind of stifles some creativity sometimes. But map out where you want to go on the grid, and then write down the rifle moves that you're thinking about at this moment, just for each one of the segments of the routine, those 7 parts. And I'll leave a couple of links down below that you can read through. And if you want to work together, through private video, that's fine. I'll do that. Not a problem at all. I want to help educate you to make your performance as effective as possible. All right. So I hope my words are helpful, and I'm sorry I can't give you a glowing review. What you did at the basic to the intermediate level is okay. it works. Not completely, but it does work. And I wish all the best for you in the future. Thank you.